Перед органами государственной безопасности стоит задача самым беспощадным образом разгромить всю эту банду антисоветских элементов, защитить трудящийся советский народ от их контрреволюционных происков и, наконец, раз и навсегда покончить с их подлой, подрывной работой против основ советского государства. This was the order given by Stalin on 30th of July 1937. The order completely negated all aspects of human existence. The notion of love, friendship, family was gone. It was gone because a dictator decided that he had a monopoly on truth. Hi, my name is Ivanti, director, writer and actor for VRAG. I started writing this story a few days after Russia invaded my home. The piece came about as an adaptation of a play, which I'm putting on in parallel, in an effort to try to find the reason why something like that could come about in 2022. VRAG, Enemy, is a film about the preservation of the human spirit in a world where truth is gone. When I was a kid, I spoke a lot to my grandfather, who lived and served the USSR. I had a very personal account on what kind of life and what kind of beliefs you had to form in order to survive. And when talking to my grandpa, I began to connect, to find the threads between what I was reading and what he was saying. And I began to weave the same threads through the Soviet cinema on which I grew up, much of which was the inspiration for the look of the film. To Kill a Dragon was made right before the collapse of the Union, and many would argue had a direct effect on bringing down tyranny. The film manages to twist and turn the notion of totalitarianism into something darkly comedic and farcical, and that's precisely the road down which we aim to go. Because I am Ukrainian, who has the privilege of living and working in the UK, I feel it is my duty to bring this story to the rest of the world. The story is set in 1937 in a derelict, broken down room. We meet the protagonist at a point where the world flips. Rodnoy Ivanovich Stetsenko, who is a propaganda writer, speechwriter for the glorious leader, he comes from a world that has been disallowed, and he has had to reconstruct his own identity and belief system, his very thoughts, to accommodate his survival. On the other side, we have Chortov, who is our visitor in the night, who comes in to introduce a new policy, a policy that will completely contradict everything that Rodnoy has been taught to believe, the new truth, which our protagonist, our writer, has to adapt into his speech. At the moment, I'm funding this myself. And however deeply I reach in, I won't have enough to pay the crew their due, who are working even now for nothing. We need, all in all, about £1,500 to make this a professional experience where real artists can feel valued and real artists can give themselves to tell this story in the best way possible. We need to fund the post-production. We need to make sure that this film is seen at festivals. In other words, we need you, everyone listening, everyone this reaches, to please consider pitching in, however little you can, to help us make this story, this project, a reality. So thank you everyone for listening. This has been very difficult to make, as you can see by the darkness coming through. We've been sat here for hours. I really hope that we can make this happen, and this will only be possible with your help. Thank you.